Hello and welcome back to the WDBF World Championships here in Cancun, Mexico. I am Elisa Westman.
I'm Bill Fisher.
And we got one last game here for you this Friday evening, and it's an exciting one. U.S. men's versus Mexico men's game, and this will be a nice little rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of these players play together in the USA national scene, against each other, with each other, even in some of the local leagues and stuff. So this is going to be a pretty big rivalry, I'd say.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the U.S. men earlier, and they were saying that they did think that this was going to be a very competitive game because a lot of these players know them better than anyone else at this tournament.
Yeah.
So they know their styles, they know their strengths, they might even know their weaknesses. So this could be a very exciting game coming up.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been hyping this game. I've been ready for this game. So many of the players on this Mexican team have been looking absolutely dominant. Hooch, for instance, has been in like last in quite often, and he's been holding his own so well. I'm excited to see what he can do here against this American team that he knows so well himself. Anthony Carmona, once again, giant curveballs, and he's been catching, doing great work for his team. And Andy Merrickman just constantly putting pressure like non-stop.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see them waving at each other across the court. Anthony Carmona, one of the players you were just mentioning, plays on the same elite team as Glenn Spacer, who's one of the players on the U.S. national team. So across the court rivals right now, but on the court teammates most of the time of the year.
Absolutely. I think those two are I want to see those two go at each other. We'll have to keep track of that for the fans.
Yeah, Andy Marroquin is also somebody that plays against and with a lot of these U.S. national players. So this will be a fun game to watch.
Absolutely. Let's see who is activated. Oh, so by the way, if you see anybody not playing this match for the U.S. team, they want me to reiterate every now and then that they are not benched. They just have a load management rotation. That way no one's getting too much or too little, and keep those arms safe and ready for bracket, which, by the way, bracket begins tomorrow. We have some early round-robin matches starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. in Australia. Got to look out for them. But yeah, join us tomorrow and Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. right here on the World Dodgeball Federation on YouTube, World Dodgeball on Twitch.
Yeah, no, that's a great point you bring up about rotations. Every team does a little differently. I know that the men's team is trying to rest some of their bigger arms for other games, different days of the week. Tomorrow alone, they'll have 2 round-robin games and then potentially 2 playoff games. So that's 4 hour-long games in just one day. So a lot of these players got to do what they can to rest their important arms as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean, even with a roster of 12, that's still a lot of work that these guys will be putting in. So, I want to know, who has surprised you the most this tournament?
I have to say, the most exciting game I think I've seen thus far was the Australia men versus the U.S. men, followed very closely by the Australia men versus the Canadian men.
Yeah.
Both of those very exciting games. Nail biters. The U.S. versus Australia game went into overtime. Extremely exciting game. That is a very young squad. 10 out of 12 of the players, this is their first time playing in a Worlds tournament, and they've shown up.
Yeah. They don't look like rookies, but that squad is only going to get better next year and the year after. Like, that is a squad of depth, and they've had momentum in their play starting in that Malaysia match. The last 4 games they had victory, victory, victory. Didn't win the series, but had the momentum. They've carried it through this series. Look for them to go deep in this bracket.
Absolutely. How about you? Had any good moments or surprises throughout the tournament thus far?
The Argentina women's team has showed up day one, played the Mexican women's team, and absolutely impressed me, and they have continued to do so. They beat Italy earlier. They were so passionate about that match. There's a rivalry between those two, and that I love that Argentina women's team. It's also their first year here, and they've showed up. They're absolutely wonderful. Looks like we're about to get started on this court. Okay. Are you ready for the action?
I am. I expect some big throws right off the bat, to be honest. We'll see. And they're off.
It's Marchbanks connects with Hooch right away.
I think some of these players want to get some of their friends out quickly so they don't give away any of their big secrets.
Yeah. Vince Marchbanks throws in the middle. Can't connect, though. Isidro Perez, we see him playing that left corner. I think that's the first time this weekend that we've seen it. On the other side, we have Elijah Hashimoto, who has been in the corner quite a bit.
Quite a bit. This is his second year on the national team. He's definitely the youngest member of the U.S. men's national team, but he's not showing any kind of tribulation here. He has played confidently and strong throughout this entire tournament.
And as we're talking about them, he makes that big shot on Anthony Carmona. Some thunder in that shot. And a connection by Dylan Clark-Odin, followed up by Isidro.
Anthony Marroquin and Armando Valdez left in for Team Mexico.
By the way, Team Mexico on the top of your screen, the United States on the bottom of your screen wearing blue and white, just to make sure everyone at home knows who's who. Big connection onto Andy. Good job with that double team coming out of Jeff Giovinco and Vince Marchbanks. El Presidente Armando Valdez last in for Team Mexico.
Yes, Armando is the president of the Mexico Dodgeball Federation, and thank you so much to the Mexico Dodgeball Federation for hosting this tournament. And we get to be here in beautiful Cancun, enjoying these amazing days of dodgeball.
Absolutely. Oh, it's been wonderful here. This stadium is absolutely amazing. I'm loving it here. This has been amazing. Nice shot, double tapping Dylan Clark-Odin. I think gets the first shot and double tap by Eli Hashimoto, just to verify.
Yep. So first game goes to the U.S. about a minute and a half in.
Okay. 1-0.
They're doing a little bit of a sub change out.
Yeah, we see Cody Stidham coming in and Eric Stone coming in. Any changes over on that side of Mexico? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the same roster on that Mexico side. Ooh, good job staying alive, all 6 members of Mexico.
The U.S. men really love that pitch back and throw. They've tried it the last 2 games now, and I've seen them do it earlier today. They like to get that first point. That first out gives them the momentum pushing forward.
That was a big dodge by Jeff Giovinco. He jumped backward 10 feet, landing on his knees. I said it before, I'll say it again. Dodgeball knees age like dogs.
Thankfully, he's one of the more youthful players on Team USA. He probably still has plenty of cartilage left in his knees to pull off those kind of moves.
Nice job there by Cody Stidham getting over that double team from the Mexican side. And it looks like the counter got Anthony Carmona. Anthony American getting shot out there. Interesting little pump fake there by Vince Marchbanks. Great pressure though, getting that extra ball.
All 3 Mexican players staying alive.
That was De La Riva in the middle, making that big dodge to stay alive. But there we go. We see Hooch getting taken out. He's been so good at surviving this whole tournament. He's been in almost every late game for this Mexican squad that I've watched. Eric Stone, big shot.
And all 3 of those men, U.S. men, pushing up, taking the shot, closing out the second game here, making the score 2-0 in favor of the United States.
Yeah. Let's go over the rules quick for those just tuning in. There's 6 balls on the court. At the beginning, you rush for the balls only on your right side. You don't want anybody smacking heads on the rush. The team with more balls has to throw. If both teams have the same number of balls, the team with more players. And after that, if both are tied once again, the team that threw last does not have to throw again. Vince Marchbanks finds one caught out. That was Rodriguez that he found just in front of that check line.
Oh, and Marchbanks getting hit out, taking the trade with De La Cruz. De La Riva.
De La Riva. Eli Hashimoto putting a lot of pressure. Such an interesting style. He doesn't even have to pump fake to keep putting pressure. He just moves his feet and people back up.
Again, these are hard out lines. That means all of these players on the court have to be very aware of these white lines that you can see on the court. If they accidentally even take a half step out, that they are out.
Yeah, these lines are lava for sure. We've seen a couple times where players will just step out of bounds, and it's frustrating for sure. 1 inch can make all the difference.
Mexico with ball advantage.
I think Carmona's throwing on Spacer. Catch by Spacer!
And a catch, and that's one of those friendly rivalries we were talking about. They're teammates in the U.S. National Elite Series, and you can see them doing maybe a little bit of smack talk on the court.
And Spacer gets hit out, but you could see it in Carmona's eyes as he walked to that line. We knew exactly who he wanted on that throw. Woo! Isidro, nice job getting around that blocker of Hooch. Finally, being the last one in on that Mexican squad, making me look, like I know something about this game.
U.S. taking that game as well, making the score 3-0. A little over 15 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah. Action-packed so far. Friendly rivalry. It's really interesting watching, Vince is so good at taking that shot and getting out safely.
Yes, that was a beautiful dodge.
I think this is the first time we've seen Ketchum in. Nice job taking out Valdez. Good pressure by Isidro Perez. Ooh, Spacer getting knocked out by Andy American. Andy staying safe in the rebuttal. Carmona getting pegged. I think that was a cross court by Isidro Perez.
Refs coming in together in the middle, discussing a call. Or just ball possession. Mexico with 5 balls right now. Let's see if they can make some motion happen here.
I want to see what Jeff Giovinco does here.
What a spry player Jeff Giovinco is. He's learned a lot from his older brothers. He's also known as Baby Giovinco because he is the youngest of several brothers that do play dodgeball. One of his brothers also being on the national team, Drew. Yeah. So I mean, he's got a lot of experience and knowledge in his young life.
I think this is Jeff's first time on this national team, but his brother Drew has been on a couple times.
He has. Jeff's actually the only first-time national player for the U.S. men.
Last year it was Mike McGee and Eli Hashimoto.
Yes.
This year it's Jeff's turn to take the reign as the young gun. Good work there by Hooch taking out Perez. Vince Marchbanks taking a big shot, but Hooch, he's last in. Staying alive.
3 players left in for the United States. Vince March makes Eric Stone and Andrew Ketchum.
Andrew looks a little disappointed he didn't get to take that shot. Oh, here we go. Hooch, great work. It's so important to take big dodges, not let your opponent make you an easy target. Keep him guessing where you're going to be, and Hooch connects with the Isidro on the outline.
Same 3 players still left in for the United States. Hooch is evading them for the moment.
And it finally connects. We have some score updates here. The Canada versus Mexico women's match. Canada's winning 2-1. And looks like 2-0 Malaysia over Italy. And that is men's match. Sorry, that took a second.
Oh, Marchbanks getting hit off of that right off the bat.
Yeah, that was Valdez that took that shot.
Smart play. Mexico knew that was coming. Marchbanks has done that the last several games, so they had to know that he was going to push up to the line with that snipe and then lose his ball, which left him open for that.
Nice shot by Carmona there, tagging Eli Hashimoto. Big pump fakes coming out, tagging Valdez.
And Spacer stepping off as well.
Dylan Clark Odin, has had so many big shots this tournament.
Absolutely. Mexico with the player advantage right now, up 4-3.
Good job staying safe. Nice job. I think that was Stidham that hit out Sanchez there. And some of that chaos. Cody Stidham with the pressure. Jeff Giovinco charging, countering.
Good
Carmona
luck.
staying safe.
Anthony Carmona taking control, calling some plays here.
Giovinco staying alive.
He's wily. He's a wily one. Seems like he's difficult to hit out.
I mean, not many players will dedicate their body to that. Big catch there!
Beautiful catch.
Big catch by De La Riva.
Taking out Dylan Odom Clark. Player advantage still to Mexico, up 3-2.
Jeff Giovinco really dedicates his whole body to every touch. Not every player does that. That's why it's so hard to hit him. He's making moves that most players won't try. Stidham stays alive.
Oh, and we're taking a small timeout so Anthony Carmona can tie his shoe. Safety first, definitely important.
Yeah. A lot of back and forth, side to side movement here, and last thing we want is someone tripping over someone else or tripping over their own shoelaces and getting hurt. That's not the way anyone wants to see anyone else go. Big shot taken out hoops there. I believe that was Stidham that took that shot.
Closing the gap, so it's a 2v2.
Can De La Riva grab another? Catch.
4 balls for the United States. Stidham and Giovinco left on the court.
Big shot by Jeff.
Taking out both Carmona and Stidham, 1v1. Jeff Giovinco and De La Riva left on the court.
Jeff's going to throw a curveball. You can tell by the way his hand's on that ball. Okay. Throws it top down, tries to get a dropping ball, tries to get on the shoe of De La Riva. Doesn't want to be caught by him, as his teammate was earlier. And he tags him.
Good play by Jeff Giovinco, very accurate throw. Bringing the score 5-0 with just under 10 minutes left on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, I think that game is a good indicator that this match is closer than you think it is. The score isn't as telling, but that last game was for sure.
Absolutely.
It's amazing what one catch can do to turn a game.
Absolutely. It's a 2-player differential. So those who might not know at home, when a player gets a catch, not only is the thrower out, that the person who got the catch gets to bring one of their own players back onto the court. So that's a 2-player swing, and that can make a huge difference when there's only 6 players allowed on the court.
Yeah, that's the most efficient play you can make in dodgeball. Ooh, Spacer getting hit. Vince Marchbanks just out of the way of that, almost became a double. Which, by the way, if it hits you and then hits your teammate, you're both out. If your teammate catches that ball instead, though, it is a catch. You're safe, and the thrower is out. So we already saw earlier a triple out.
Oh, we did see. It was just like pinball. Just hit 3 different players out, and unfortunately, they all had to step out right off the bat.
At least that, when that happens, the team usually doesn't take it too hard. Not many teams, or really any team, can rely on hitting 3 players with one shot.
It's true. It's never on purpose. It's
yeah. You never go, okay, I'm going to hit 3 people right now. Okay. Mexico has to throw. Same number of balls, but USA threw last. Big shot by Catchum, staying safe.
Taking out Valdez. And another player.
Oh, Catchum asking to be fed. And another. And he wants to catch, but can't. Stone takes the counter on Andy American, though. Takes him out.
2 players left on the court for Team Mexico. De La Riva and Carmona.
Good job by Stone staying alive there. Once again, this is the 2019 Dodgeball World Championships live from Cancun, Mexico. You're watching USA versus Mexico.
Yeah.
Felt weird saying that word.
I do have to say I am loving the Team Mexico jerseys this year.
They are killer.
It was appropriate being the hosting country, having some pretty amazing jerseys. I'm sure several teams are going to want to trade with them.
Yeah. Them and Australia are my two favorite.
Anthony Carmona left on the court.
Oh, and he wanted that catch. He's been making catches all day in these clutch situations.
Absolutely. He's returning to the Mexican national team this year. Last year was his first time playing at the world's level, and you can see that so much knowledge and experience has helped with this Mexican team improving year after year.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been on the verge of that top four pretty consistently. Oh! Tags out Sanchez. Is that Jeff Giovinco? Probably, because he's jumping around. Ooh, knocked up. Isidro gets the catch, but gets taken out in the process as well.
Great catch by Isidro Perez. He is known for making some of those miracle-looking catches.
Woo! Big shot on Valdez against Marchbanks. Oh, does get tagged. Thought he got under that. Good integrity by him. Eli Hashimoto. I don't know how he lands like that.
Again, very agile. He's still got all that cartilage left in his knees or something.
I'm leaning even more toward like creative. I think he's like trying to find new ways to land.
Oh, beautiful catch
Big
by
shot.
Eli Hashimoto.
Oh! I don't know if that was a catch or not, but either way it was glorious.
It looks like some of the U.S. players are also saying it was a catch.
And the rest are calling it a catch.
Yeah.
Clip it on Twitch, send that to me.
Anthony pretty happy about that one.
Even the U.S. team's cheering for that one. These guys are rivals, but the sportsmanship between these two teams is amazing. Once again, these teams are playing for passion and passion alone. No one's walking away with a prize pool. You're here to play the best in the world. That's what you're here for.
Absolutely, it's to improve and maybe a little bit of bragging rights.
Yeah. Right. The win is even more sweet when you play against the best competition possible.
Mexico closing the gap on that one, making it a 3 versus 3. Nice block by Jeff Giovinco.
Tagged out after he tagged out Carmona.
Isidro Perez and Eli Hashimoto left in for the United States.
Pump fake Hashimoto, cross court by Perez, can't connect, but Eli got all that attention to him. And a great shot by Perez, just a little off target. Ooh,
Nice
gets Perez.
hit. Good team hit by Team Mexico. Sanchez looks like he hit his target. Just Eli Hashimoto left on the court for the United States.
That catch by Carmona is paying dividends. Carmona is the one that caught Sanchez in, and Sanchez doing work. 2v1 here for the young Hashimoto.
Although he's young, he's no stranger to this pressure. He's found himself in this situation a number of times at the world stage, being the last one on the court and a lot of the time closing it out. Very impressive game.
Woo! Oh, he wanted that shot. He stopped himself, but he's also, he'll take those 50, 60-foot shots and he'll hit his mark. So expect him to be looking for you at all points in the court. Big catch though by Sanchez to put them on the board.
Beautiful catch. He was looking for it, and it was right in his breadbasket.
Okay, keep watching now. Once a team usually takes that first win, they get that pressure off of them to just get on the board, look from the start, start rolling with it. They get that momentum. Let's see if the U.S. can pump the brakes a bit on them, or if Mexico will keep riding this momentum and get some victories.
Absolutely. Score 6-1 in favor of the United States. 4 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock.
Also, for those watching at home, Malaysia 4-0 over Italy, still in progress. Canada 3-2 over Malaysia, still in progress. That's men's and women's divisions, respectively.
Mexico has player advantage at the moment.
Okay. 3 balls on the side of Mexico. They're trying to throw. Pump fakes. Marroquin takes a shot, misses in the cross court, nails Marroquin, taking him out. Might have been Ketchum that made that cross court. Carmona staying alive.
Four players left on the court for Team Mexico.
Vince knocks out Valdez. Staying safe, good footwork there. Yeah, you can't be watching your own shots connect. You have work to do, right? The second you throw, you got to start moving because they're coming right for you.
Absolutely. U.S. closing that gap a bit, making it 3 players left on the court for Team Mexico. Oh!
And they get the catch!
And they get the catch! Almost looked like a ricochet out, bounced a few times, like a pinball machine again, and they get the catch.
Whew. Stone makes the throw. Carmona wanted the catch. You can see him smiling as he leaves. He wanted that catch so bad. He knew exactly what he was doing. Stone with another big play there. And De La Riva. Hooch and Sanchez, last one's in. Sanchez can't find the mark on Marchbanks. And Hooch staying alive.
Team Mexico with ball advantage.
Andrew Ketchum staying alive. Not going to take the charge. They'll come together, try to close this game out.
Two versus 4. Little over 2 minutes left on the clock.
Woo! Andrew Ketchum with a 55-foot shot into the neck of Hooch. Oh my.
Oh!
Balls connect in the air.
That means both balls are dead for those at home.
Ooh.
And Sanchez connects with Marchbanks. Blocked by Andrew Ketchum. And Sanchez calls himself out. Good game though. Great play by both sides.
Good job with Stone playing to the whistle too, making sure that he tapped Sanchez. Sanchez was last in, right?
Yeah.
Making sure he tapped him out. A couple of times now, players have escaped certain doom when the opponents thought they knocked him out. Meanwhile, everyone knows, you gotta secure that kill. Better to apologize than have the regret of not finishing off a game.
Absolutely. 35 seconds left on the clock before they go into no blocking.
Spacer decides not to take the shot. Connects on Carmona.
Looks like that just nicked Spacer's knee.
Canada 7-2 over Malaysia at the half. The women's division. That's impressive. Okay.
And that is the half. Oh, no, sorry. Excuse me. 1 minute still left on the clock.
Valdez takes it. Oh, not Valdez. I apologize. De La Riva takes that shot, dropping curveball. Stone Clark Odin staying safe. Team will regroup. Call the next play. Once again, any ball thrown resets the 10-second shot clock. Is that 4 balls for the side of Mexico.
Good dodging by Team USA, getting out of the way of those.
Those spry knees. Good job by Hoosh, getting under it, staying alive. 4 from the side of Mexico. Once again, a lot of these Team Mexico players play with the Team USA players nationally. Okay, we're going to no block. I didn't realize the time was that close to being expired.
7-1 going into no block.
Would you like to explain no block for the fans at home?
Absolutely. So after the time runs out, however many players are left on the court, they go into a sudden death, no blocking game. That's exactly what it sounds like. If one of the players blocks the ball with their own ball, they are out. So it's basically all catches and hits at this point.
Yeah. One question that did come up is you can use the ball to make that catch. You are not out if you make contact with the ball immediately.
Mexico putting in some work here, taking out 2 players.
Valdez catches Marchbanks. Clark Odin and Hashimoto, the last 2 left. Good job by Hashimoto recognizing. Oh, taps Carmona. Good heads-up play there by Hashimoto.
2v3. Hitting Hashimoto. Mexico wants this last point.
Going Clark Odin.
And they get it! That's got to feel good. Mexico getting their 2nd point on the board, making the score 7-2 at the half.
Yeah, that's got to feel good getting that 2nd point. Going to the half knowing we can do this, we can start making some progress.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fun fact about the U.S. men's team. Half of them are under the age of 30 and half of them are over the age of 30. So at their training camp, they did a little young guns versus old guys game to see who would prevail. Do you want to take a guess on who ended up winning?
The young guns.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So I think that if that ever matches off again, I think the old guys will have something to say about it.
Look for those young guys then to start off in the bracket for the team.
Yeah. Maybe they just got a little bit more energy they need to burn or something.
Yeah. I think they'll all have a little bit less energy come Sunday after
so too.
6 or 7 days of playing at that point.
That's probably when the years of experience really kick in.
Yeah. I think this is, as far as I know, one of the longest events. Right, elite typically 3 or 4 days, even at nationals, and this being 6, this is something else.
It is. It's definitely a very long tournament. I'm sure a lot of these players are feeling it, and they still got 2 full days ahead of them.
Yeah. Good job on, I know both teams for the U.S., so Coach Ketchum, Furlong, Kelly and Brittany Mazra, all resting their players, rotating them properly, making sure that come Sunday, they're in the best shape possible.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, Brittany Mazro is a player who's definitely accustomed to being at the world level. She's a gold medalist several times over, so she knows what it feels like to get to that last day and maybe have that energy drained from you. So I know that coaches for both the men's and women's are doing what they can to make sure that their players get rest, get the food that they need, the nutrients and everything, so that come Sunday, they're ready to go.
Yeah, all these players respect these coaches so much. All of them being players. On the Mexico side, Alan Stott plays for Rise. A player that a lot of these guys have played with and against in various ways, shapes, and forms for years. And highly respect all these coaches who are top players themselves.
Absolutely. Both the men's coaches for the United States, also players in national elite tournaments and experienced in putting in several days worth of tournaments and what that can really do to a body.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm ready for the next half.
I am too. So if you're Mexico, what are you thinking right now, Bill?
I'm thinking that you just came off a big win. You have some momentum. We see a lot of the teams go into the half and make those adjustments. They have a lot of ground to cover, but every game matters here, right? They're trying, not every team makes the playoffs. So only the top 8 men's and the top 4 women's teams make the playoffs on Saturday. So one, they're looking to secure themselves that position, but two, every game matters. It's the tiebreaker that determines your seed. So the better they do in this game, even if they don't win this match, but they still absolutely can, they want every single point available to them. So look for this team to take it very seriously. You know, it's a friendly rivalry, but at the end of the day, this is Worlds. They want to win it.
This is creme de la creme. It's the top level. Everyone wants those points because there's no looking back and making changes after this is over.
Absolutely. They don't want to look back and say, you know, I had a little bit more gas in the tank. I didn't leave it all out there. No, they're giving it their all.
All right, and we're off to the second half of the game, U.S. men's versus Mexico men.
Jeff Giovinco doing a good job staying alive there. Team USA in the top half of your screen, Team Mexico in the bottom half. Every now and then we get questions about who's who. Not always do the jerseys match up with the color of the team. Australia.
Ooh, Spacer just getting out of the way of that throw by Valdez.
It's always weird when they swap sides. I'm always like, oh wait, Cedro's playing left corner now. Oh, he was. Just
did him just hit out on that one.
5 in from the side of Mexico, 5 in from the side of the U.S. Ooh, okay, Marchbanks does get tapped out there. I didn't even think that hit him. Good integrity by him. Nice job staying safe by Stone. Same with Merriquin, making a big dodge to stay alive, even though it was a corner-to-corner shot that almost connected. Spacer taken out. Merriquin makes a shot. I think he was trying to reach for that catch. That was, if he made that, that would have been incredible, but that was a little risky.
Yeah. Mexico now with the player advantage, 5-3.
Oh.
Merriquin hit out on that one by Stone.
Merriquin, not Merriquin, I'm sorry. Hooch could have made that catch if he had seen it coming, but he does secure the kill cross court, so still coming up with something in that play.
Good block by Anthony Carmona.
4-on-2. Once again, you have 10 seconds to make a play if you have more balls than the other team. Both teams have the same number of balls. The number of players dictates who has to throw. And then after that, the team that threw last does not have to throw 2 times in a row. Ooh!
Sanchez hit on that one by Isidro Perez.
2 big shots. Another connection.
Both balls on Valdez by the United States, bringing the player count 2-1. Anthony Carmona left in for Team Mexico.
Good call by Captain Stone. Nice shot by Perez, though. There's something about making those bang, bang, bang hits. I always feel like on the third one, you get caught. So
yeah.
Good for him for counting and realize, okay, we've each made 2. Let's stop for a second, you know, not push the luck here.
So getting a few score updates from the other court. Score is 11-1 Malaysia over Italy. Men's game. Although Italy may be down, it looks like they're playing with some style. Some players throwing behind their back.
I always love seeing those behind the back throws. Oh, who was it earlier? Brianna London, off the rush, had a backhand throw that killed one of the Canadian women. And that was glorious to watch.
So, he does have a wicked backhand.
I didn't get to commentate that one before, but I'm shouting it out now.
Marchbanks just hit out on that one, as well as Jeff Giovinco stepping off the court, leaving 4 U.S. players in to Mexico's 5.
Dylan Clark-Oden staying alive. Nice job getting small.
Oh!
Catch by Hooch!
Beautiful catch, taking out Dylan Clark-Oden.
6 now for the side of Team Mexico. Knocked up in the air, and a double out. Valdez just waited a bit too long. I think It's one of those situations like in baseball where, you know, you got to call, I got it, I got it. Everyone looked, Carmona knocked out.
3v2. Glenn Spacher, Cody Stidham, and Eli Hashimoto left in for the United States. Stidham just getting knocked out on that one.
Evening things up here. Just to think, less than a minute ago, Team Mexico had 6. 3 for the side of the U.S. Been a crazy, crazy minute here. Nice job by Spacher. Active blocking, making the dodge, but keeping himself safe. Do you know which player has played the longest on Team USA, just in general?
I would say it either would be, you know, it's one of 3. Nate Kreider, Vince Marchbanks, and
big catch by Hashimoto. Sorry to interrupt you, but the play doesn't stop.
Bringing in Vince Marchbanks, who was one of the names I was just mentioning. I think it's either Vince Marchbanks, Nate Kreider, or Andrew Ketchum, all with several years under their belt here at the world level.
Yeah. Eli looks like he's stretching that elbow and shoulder. Sanchez staying alive. Good work there. Surviving the double team. Surviving the foot shot.
Sanchez playing great in this game. Making some big catches, big hits.
Yeah.
And staying alive.
He's proven his worth on that side of the court. So many pump fakes. Trying to bait something out of him. And gets nothing except staying alive.
Whoa.
Ooh, on target. Staying alive on the counter.
Very fancy looking block by Hashimoto.
He goes, what would be the coolest thing I can do right now?
How can I look the most like a Jedi?
Ooh, staggered double team.
Oh,
getting over it. Oh, tags him. Sanchez staying safe.
1v1. Marchbanks and Sanchez. Sanchez playing great here.
Absolutely. He's playing out of his mind. If he wins this, his team is going to come out so excited.
Just that momentum shift that they might need here. Solid block.
Coach Alan Stott looks so stressed right now.
Yes.
Kneeling down on the side of the court.
Can't see his eye.
Yeah.
Staying alive. Sanchez staying alive.
One-on-one. Can you see how much time is left?
No.
Nope. Good job getting small, keeping himself moving.
I think Sanchez is feeling it a bit.
Yeah. Expect both of these players to sit off next if possible. And he gets him!
Oh, beautiful play by Sanchez, taking a point. Making that their 3rd on the board for Team Mexico, bringing the score a little bit closer, 8-3. United States with just about 12 and a half minutes left in the second half.
Great work there by Sanchez. Excellent play. Yeah, okay. Sanchez has taken the game off. Same thing with Marchbanks. Figured that would be the case.
I completely understand that. Those 1v1s can definitely wind you.
If you want a fun workout, you and a friend should go get 4 dodgeballs and play one-on-one. Best of 90. Shout out to Mark Sweetgall for doing that in Chicago at one point. That's the ultimate ab workout.
It's definitely great cardio.
I think it's great everything. There's not a muscle in your body that won't be sore by the end of that.
That's true.
You'll feel new muscles be sore that you didn't know you had.
That's true. Looks like they're just retaping some of the court for player safety. Just paused here for just a moment.
Safety first here. These athletes make so many moves in so many different ways. But you know, you've got to keep the floors as safe as possible. 'Cause, I mean, look at Eli doing weird stuff constantly.
Yeah, that may have been him who actually kicked the tape up. So.
He's the only one that hit the ground the way he did to knock that tape the way it does. Ooh, that was
very
it. Oh,
close.
not I'm sorry.
De La Riva, very close on that catch. He was looking for it. See if Mexico keeps some of this momentum going from their win in the last game.
Ooh.
Taking out Dylan Odom.
No, Drew Giovinco.
Drew Giovinco.
I make the same mistake every now and then.
Two Giovincos on the court, by the way. Brothers, both love dodgeball. Grew up playing dodgeball. Now they're playing together here for Team USA.
Jeff Giovinco doesn't move enough for himself. Like, he's constantly moving, constantly dodging, even when they're not pump faking. Big catch by Isidro!
And another catch by Cody Stidham.
Isidro goes to reach out and grab that ball and knocks it back over the other side, but great play there by the Americans.
Anthony Carmona and Andy Marroquin left in for Team Mexico. They know these players well. They probably play against them more than anyone else here at this tournament.
Glenn Spacey putting a lot of pressure in that middle. Good work. It's about 15 feet up there. Not letting them get that attack on. Great work by Glenn. Big shot by Isidro. Nailing the thigh of Carmona. Was it you yesterday that said the unmistakable sound of a ball hitting a thigh?
Yes. Sounds like unlike anything else. And that just nicked his foot. Marroquin stepping off, bringing the score 3-9 United States.
Great integrity by Marroquin there. No one wants one of their wins to have an asterisk.
Yeah. A little over 10.5 minutes left here in the second half of U.S. men versus Mexico men here in round robin of WDBF World Championship.
We're live for Cancun and I keep forgetting about that.
Yep.
I need to see the beach more. But I also need to watch more dodgeball, so I mean, I really can't complain.
And there's still a lot more exciting dodgeball left. Several more round robin matches early tomorrow morning. That'll...
Big catch by Marroquin!
Beautiful catch. An important one. Big shift in player count here, bringing it 5 to 6.
Stone showed some respect as he walked off. Beautiful catch there. Drew Giovinco back in once again.
Oh, just a ball on the court from another game. Quick pause for a minute.
You know what I think it is? Dylan and Drew are both have tank tops, have similar hairstyles. How dare they?
It's okay, a lot of people were getting Cody Stidham and Glenn Spacey confused as well.
Yes.
Being bearded and gingery.
Nice shot by Jeff Giovinco. Marroquin gets tapped there. Ooh!
Nice throw by Isidro Perez. They did not see that one coming.
Isidro's one of those players you have to keep an eye on because he is looking for you to not be looking. Ooh, Drew goes for that catch, but always good form trying to knock it up because at least it'll pop up in the air. Someone might be able to catch it. At that time, just rolls up and over his shoulders into that back net. Hooch is the second to last one in. Carmona remains as well. Thought he was walking off for a second there, though. In that chaos. Let's see if they can pull off a comeback here. Ooh, nice pump fake by Carmona, pulling Jeff Giovinco a little bit out of position there. I don't think he expected that to be a pump fake, and almost gave Carmona an even better shot of him. Just to remind, just to give some tactics to the fans that might want to be improving their game. Pump fakes are so valuable because you want to force your opponent to make big moves, tire them out, maybe force them to dodge into a vulnerable position. You know, it's harder to dodge from your knees or can't jump once you're already jumping. You're going to float there for a second. So these pump fakes are invaluable as to what they do to an opponent.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Anthony Carmona stepping over that line. As we mentioned, these are hard outs. So not only can you not step out of one of your lines, you cannot cross the middle line.
Hooch getting tagged out there as well. Also, one rule difference for those that are more familiar with elite dodgeball per se. If you make a catch and fall out of bounds, you are not allowed to return in. That is a catch in and out. So the catch does count as long as you get 2 points of contact in, I believe. But you are out for falling out of bounds.
Yes, good point to bring up. Oh,
nice
beautiful
job.
catch by Hashimoto, pulling that out of the air and bringing it in. And of course, making it look with as much pizzazz as possible.
If there was an award for most pizzazz,
yes,
go right to him. Him and Jeff are competing.
I know.
For it.
I think they both heard about this award. And
yeah,
they both
nominees. Some of Team Malaysia would be making that list as well.
Speaking of, the U.S. men face off against Malaysia tomorrow. Yeah. That will be their last round-robin game. That should be an exciting match.
Speaking of tomorrow, join us at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Australian time for tomorrow's, for the beginning of tomorrow. Big catch by Spacer. Yeah, okay. This was something I got asked earlier. You do not have to be off the court to return on a catch. You just have to exit the court before you're allowed back in. Catch by Giovinco.
Beautiful catch. Taking out Andy Marroquin.
How much time is left there?
6.5 minutes left on the clock. One player left in for Team Mexico, Anthony Carmona. Face off against all 6 Team USA players.
Big shot by Spacer. Getting that side. That's the shot you have to worry about on that counter play. That player charging you straight on is to drag that blocking ball forward and open up your side so that corner coming in can just hit you in the meat.
Absolutely. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock. Score 3-11 in favor of the United States. I think Team Mexico is wanting to get a couple more points on the board. It might just come down to a point differential for some of these teams on their placing.
Ooh.
And it looks like they didn't get all 3 of their balls off the rush.
Yeah, Hooch knocked one over there. We see all the teams make that mistake now and then. Trying to get to that ball as fast as humanly possible, you're gonna, have a foot fumble here and there. 4 balls to the side of Mexico. 4 players in. And they get Stidham.
.4v4, evening the playing field here. Oh!
Good job getting under it. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but
that was almost 2 players out.
I almost think that Hashimoto's pump fake saved him.
That's possible.
Yeah. Connects with Hooch. Catch?
I think I heard a catch.
Yeah.
That's also like a distinct sound.
Yeah.
A beautiful catch hitting you right in your stomach.
Sanchez back in, and Sanchez has done work so far for this Mexican team. De La Silva as well. De La Riva. But they tap him out now. Sanchez stays alive.
See if Sanchez can pull off another 1v3.
Yeah. Him and Jaden Watson. It's some big 3v1 results.
Seriously, huge shout out to Jaden Watson, making really this whole tournament very exciting.
Yeah. Can you tell I'm a fan of that Australian squad?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that Australian squad. Big pump fakes coming in.
Sanchez staying alive. Len Spacer, Eric Stone, and Eli Hashimoto still in for the United States. And Eric grabs that catch. Pretty catch.
Nice move by the captain. Co-captain?
Co-captain along with Nate Kreider.
Who is sitting this game. This is his rest.
Yeah, they have an early morning game tomorrow against Norway at 9 a.m. And following that would be their game against Malaysia.
Andrew Ketchum back in. If you see Andrew make an out, look for a teammate to pass him a ball and make another throw.
Good block by number 22.
Yeah. Connects with Drew Giovinco.
4 players left in for the United States.
Whoop, here we go. Patience by Ketchum.
All 6 players left in for Team Mexico. And the United States calls a timeout. I think they're taking this opportunity to lay out some strategy, try something new maybe.
Yeah, let's
try some patience perhaps.
I'm excited to see this American squad called that timeout, right?
Yeah, it was. Coach Lucas called the timeout on that one. We can give some score updates from the other courts. It looks like the score is 4-11 in favor of Team Canada.
Yeah. By the way, call out. We'll be using the red balls on the court until finals. So come Sunday, we'll use the green balls again. We're trying to preserve them, make the make the contrast pop as much as possible for that grand finals. In the meantime, we are using the red balls. We started running low on them.
Yes, and something else you would probably see for viewers at home. It's kind of a known thing. A lot of teams have 2 sets of jerseys, but you don't get to see the second set of jerseys until playoffs. So basically, we'll see a big costume change across the board about halfway through tomorrow. We'll see what these playoff and final jerseys look like.
There have been some teams giving hints. I won't spoil anything, but it's weird being very cryptic about jerseys.
Something that's very common here at these big Worlds tournaments is, as a sign of respect or friendship, players will trade jerseys with their opponents. They want to wear the number and name of somebody that they played against.
Ooh, double out, connects with Valdez and Carmona.
Good play by Glenn Spacer.
That's one way to even up the court. Once again, though, you can't count on those. Sorry, I think I interrupted. What were you saying about trading jerseys?
That was kind of it. A lot of these players will end up trading jerseys with players that they respect, or just jerseys that they want because they're cool. Yeah, so a lot of these won't stay in the possession of their original owners.
I'm hoping to trade my suit jacket for an Australian jersey. We'll see if someone will take that trade. Dylan Clark-Godin, big shot.
Taking out De La Riva.
Who's made some catches that was in the pocket, a little bit of dangerous territory, but comes out okay. Shout out to Jeff Giovinco ending the match against Canada with a pump fake so good that the player walked out of bounds.
Did see that.
Connects with Roos's leg and connects with Mariquin.
And that ends the game. Bringing the score 3-12, favor of U.S.
Is that a minute and 58 seconds left that I see?
Excuse me, at 3-13 in favor of U.S. And yes, a minute and 56 seconds left on the clock in the second half of the last game for today.
Thankfully, it's the last one. I'm getting very tired. Something about commentating and interviewing for 12 hours is a little bit tiring.
Big
catch by
catch.
Ketchum. Oh, I wanted to see a shot. Good job by Stidham staying alive. U.S. will come together, make a play. Spacer getting tagged by Maricklin.
Oh, a ball from another game coming on the court. We've got to pause for just one quick second.
Refs are going to decide if that was enough to warrant the stoppage of play. Usually when a ball rolls on the court, they will pause everything and make sure it doesn't interfere with what's going on.
Looks like 1:10 left on the clock until we go into no blocking.
Okay, cool. Ball will return. Because they canceled out the play, the U.S. will get that ball back, saying, yeah, you know, it's a timeout. That's a reasonable expectation that the game will pause when the ball comes on the court. So
5v5.
Drew Giovinco coming up a bit. I was going to say coming up a bit short on that throw, but that went over someone's head. So Dylan Clark-Godin tries to get the feet of Carmona, but he's got some fancy footwork getting over it. Catch him with the counter, doesn't connect. And we got 45 seconds left.
Oh, Paul.
Oh, Pop.
2 outs right in a row.
Oh.
Cedro Perez and Drew Giovinco bringing the player count 3 for the United States, 4 for Team Mexico.
Knocking out Sanchez.
And Marroquin, 2v2.
Did Stidham get knocked out as well? Is that what happened there?
It looks like it. 15 seconds left on the clock.
Valdez staying alive.
Dylan Clark-Odom and Andrew Ketchum left in for
Look
the
for the
United
ball to be
States.
thrown. Each team will start with 3 at the beginning of no block. Okay.
Valdez and Carmona left in for Team Mexico. Clark-Odom and Ketchum for the United States as we go into the final no blocking. Again, this will not make the difference in the overall score of the game, but a point differential could mean something when it comes to placement in tomorrow's playoff matches.
Yeah. U.S. wants Valdez knocked out. Carmona hit as well.
And that is the game, bringing the final score to 3-14 in favor of the United States. They are currently undefeated, going into our final 2 round robin matches for them tomorrow.
Yeah. So, let's still a good match, still an intense match.
Lots of good friendly rivalry, friends playing each other. Always learn a lot, and lots of smiles and laughter, it looked like, across the court. And of course, some like exciting pizzazzy blocks.
So, tomorrow morning, we will start off with the final round robins. We'll start off with Great Britain versus Mexico for the men's division. Then we have Australia versus the USA women's division. That is going to be a game to tune in for. Those 2 teams are both absolutely amazing. After that, Canada versus Hong Kong for the women's division. And then we will wrap up with USA versus Malaysia, a repeat of last year's gold medal match.
Absolutely.
For the men.
I would definitely recommend tuning in for all 4 of those games. I expect them to all be very close, highly competitive matches, as they will determine the placement. Those last 4 matches, 4 hours worth of matches tomorrow, will determine the placement for all of the teams going into playoffs. I know as of right now, scores are really tight, especially for the women, because only the top 4 teams get to go to playoffs and contend for a medal. So please tune in tomorrow, as there's a lot more exciting dodgeball still to come.
Absolutely, and once again, we start at 9 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. This is the 2019 Dodgeball World Championships live from Cancun, Mexico.
I am Elisa Westman.
I'm Bill Fisher.
And it's been great. Join us tomorrow.
Also, follow us on World Dodgeball Federation. You can find us there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and you can follow World Dodgeball on Twitch. Please subscribe and, spread the word.
See you tomorrow.